What can this one tool do for your butt and hamstrings? Well, stick around to find out. Hey guys, it's Coach Becky here, and if you're suffering with tight glutes and hamstrings, you might not even realize that you have them. And how would you know? Well, oftentimes it shows up as aches and pains in your body. It might be, oh, the lower back is feeling kind of sore, kind of achy, even within your hips or even like the back of your legs. So it's really super important that we keep flexibility in those glutes and hamstrings so that we can feel our best and help reduce those aches and pains that we have in our body. All right, now why do your glutes and hamstrings end up tight in the first place? What's even going on there? Well, there's a lot of different reasons that could be happening. It could be just how you're standing. It could be, I mean, look at me here. I'm kind of already leaning onto one hip, right? So sometimes we're using one side of our body more than the other. Sometimes we're sitting for long periods of the day. We might have past injuries. It could be even just poor form when you're doing your exercises. There's lots of different reasons why we have tight hamstrings and tight glutes, but the good news is that we can do something about it. And I'm gonna show you a couple moves that you can do to help loosen up that area. All right, so I'm gonna show you a few moves that you can do to help loosen up those hamstrings and those glutes. But hey, if you want more like this, make sure to check out that pinned comment down below because we have a whole program of this in our Unlock Your Glutes. So check it out. All right, I promise that we're gonna show you how to use this tool to do some amazing stuff to loosen it up. So let's take it down to the floor because we're gonna go ahead and start with a glute rolling. So what I love about foam rollers is that they help really loosen up. It's like giving yourself a massage. So let's take it down to the floor here. And what I'm gonna do is just sit right onto this foam roller. So I'm gonna bring it onto the floor. I'm gonna have a seat. Now to hit your glutes, you really wanna start sitting, but we're gonna tip over to one side, okay? So I'm gonna lean a little bit more into that glute. Now, hey, if you've never done this before, I'm gonna warn you now. Ooh, you might feel it a little bit. It might be a little sore, it might hurt just a little. Now, it shouldn't be so sore that you're like, oh my gosh, crying in pain, but it will be a little uncomfortable. And if it's uncomfortable, ooh, now you know that your glutes are super tight. So all I'm gonna do here is just start to roll from kind of the bottom of my glute to the top. So you can actually go right all the way up to that hip bone and then roll it back down. The key here is finding those spots that you feel are really tight. So your whole glute might not be tight, but man, you might get a spot right in the middle where you're like, oh, there it is. Oh my goodness. So you just wanna focus in on there. We can roll, do like little small rolls over that little area. You can even just hold it there with some pressure. What that's gonna do is if you think like when we get tight, our muscle tightens up like this, and we're just trying to smooth it back out, lengthen it back out, and that's all we're doing. So essentially massaging that muscle, lengthening it back out so we're not super tight there. Okay, so you can do that for about 30 seconds to a minute if you're just starting out. And of course, we wanna tip it the other way, make sure to get that other side. And same thing here. And hey, you may notice they feel a little different from side to side. That's normal, that's okay. That's why I love doing stuff like this where we kind of hit one side, then the other, because it allows us to target in on those specific areas that might be tight specifically for you. All right, so that's the best one that you can do for glutes. From there, we want to hit the back of those legs, those hamstrings. So we're going to roll it down and just take it right above our knee. So not behind our knee, but right just above it. We are going to hold ourselves up with our arms, and you can just start here by just kind of starting to roll up the back of your leg. Okay, so right to your glutes and then back down. So again, this is just hitting the hamstrings, the back of those legs, starting to massage and loosen them up right here through that back side, okay? If you want to add a little bit more pressure, you can do kind of one side at a time. What you're gonna do is just cross one leg over, and then we're gonna do that same thing there. So if you're not really feeling much with it the other way, just go ahead and try doing it this way with one leg at a time. And I even like to kind of tip. So there's a lot going on back there with your hamstrings. So you can tip a little to the right, tip a little to the left, and roll up to get a little more of the outside of the hamstring, right? Go a little flatter for the middle. You can even tip it in more to get a little bit more of the inside of that hamstring, okay? So of course, if you do it one-sided, we gotta switch over and make sure we hit it on the other side. So just like that. Oh, I'm feeling that one, a little burn right there, a little soreness. So I'm definitely tight over on this left side. And you may notice that it feels a little different on one side from the other. One's a little tighter than the other, one one hurts a little bit more than the other, that's totally normal and totally okay, but that's why we do this, to help even that out and to help loosen it up. All right, so those are 2 moves that you can start doing right away with the foam roller, right at home, to start loosening up that back side and help relieving some pressure on that back. You're gonna notice it right away, how much better you feel and how much taller you can stand up and how great it feels. Now, hey, this is just tipping the iceberg of things you can do to help loosen up and strengthen your back side. So to get more, go ahead and check out that pinned comment down below to check out our Unlock Your Glutes program. All right, thanks so much for joining me for these exercises today, and I can't wait to see you next time.